It's time to rewire your mind. Welcome to the Hayden Russo Show, the show that provides you with inspiration to help you succeed in life. Here's your host, Hayden Russo.
Yeah. Woo! Welcome back. You're live right here on TalkZone.com. And this is the Hayden Russo Show. We got to welcome you back. I got to tell you, as always, we always miss you. It seems like it's an eternity coming back on this Wednesday. But it looks like if we continue the success that we're having, we're going to have to increase the show to twice a week. I got to tell you, the response has been phenomenal, and the blessing and the joy that I'm getting from doing this show is just, it's very rewarding. And I want to thank you, the listeners, because without you, nothing is possible. So, we want to get into some of the things that I feel that are extremely important. But before we can begin to get into these topics, we have to begin to understand how the mind works, how things function. How do we get out of a paralysis mindset? What I mean by a paralysis mindset is a mindset where you spend 90% of your time thinking about a problem or thinking about something you want to do, and then you paralyze yourself into not being able to make a decision because you took all of your willpower and your inner strength and you use it up. And you only have so much willpower and any energy during the course of a day. So we have to begin to learn how to get out of that mindset and learn how to get out of that state of mind to where we have a problematic mindset. We're just constantly going around and just using the left side of our brain, which is the fixed side of your brain. Okay? And remember, on the left side of your brain is where all of the negative side and all of the negative friends and all of the things that people tell you that you should do. That's that left side of that brain. The right side of the brain is where you grow. The right side of the brain is where you get a growth mindset. The right side of the brain is where you're determined because you're not focused on the failure. You're focused on what is working right when you fail. When something goes wrong, you don't look for more wrong. You look for what are they doing right? What can we build from the things that we're doing from the right perspective? And these would be some of the things that I want to talk about. And as we continue to move along these shows, we want to expand some of the things that we're doing, and we want to begin taking the show on the road. But staying focused on what we're talking about today, you cannot let fear cripple you. And Dave, let me know when you have that clip ready for me. You can't let fear cripple you. You can't let any of the things that will keep you in a fixed mindset to stand in your way. Okay? Now, very quickly, I want you to think of, I know you're listening. I want you to think of 3 things that's holding you back right now from accomplishing your goals and your dreams, right? All right? 3 things, right? All right? So let's go ahead and let's tackle a few of them. I don't have time. Okay? I don't have money. My husband won't let me do that. My mother is not going to help me with that. My friends have already told me that won't work. And then after you wrote all those down, the reasons or the things that are holding you back, I'm going to tell you that all of the reasons that you wrote down are wrong. You are holding you back. You're the person that's holding you back. And Dave, if you wouldn't mind getting into that clip, I greatly appreciate it.
Sure that we've all taken time just to stop and reflect many times when we hear what's happening in the news or read the newspapers. Where's all of this leading to? What's going on here? And so I think that now more than ever, we must begin to look at what are the things that we can do that would put us on some firm footing in life, that will enable us to do some things and use some powers that we have, that many of us go through life never ever discovering that we have those things going for us. And part of that, I believe, is knowing what it is your life worth. What is it that gives your life a sense of meaning and purpose? Because once you find that, it puts you in your power place. See, if you know what your life work is, I encourage you to start working on it. If you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it. And if you don't know what it is that you showed up to do, if you don't know why you're here, I encourage you to find out what your purpose is here. What is the meaning of your life? What will be different? Have you ever asked yourself that question? I've done that. I remember coming from a friend of mine's funeral, and I was reflecting on how much time I had.
You know, let's begin to get into some of these things. Let's start with the money problem. Okay? Because the only thing success requires to be successful is hard work. But you want to talk about money? All right, let's talk about money. Oh, Hayden, I have debt over my head. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I can't seem to keep my head above water. The bills are drowning me. So my thing is, my first question would be, are you doing anything about it? And then after we talk about all the things that you are doing, or if you're not doing anything about it, let me explain something to you, okay? Going to sleep and waking up is not going to help you in any shape, form, or fashion of thinking that when you get up, your problems are going to go away. You can't outsleep your problems. You must deal with your problems head on. You must face the challenge, okay? So the first thing when it comes to money, okay, you ain't over your head. Let me show you. Let me give you a guaranteed remedy that anyone can use. And it's against conventional wisdom, okay? You write down every single one of your debts. And you line them up from the smallest at number 1 to the highest, whether that's 50, 75, 100, the highest. And then what I want you to do is after you write them down, I want you to make a commitment to pay the minimum payment on all of them. Now here's the tricky part, okay? Once you pay the minimum, any money that is left over, I want you to concentrate and only pay the bill that is at number 1. And when you pay that bill, then let's concentrate on paying off the second bill that was at number 2. Okay? And what I mean by is traditional wisdom and traditional financial advice, because most people tell you after you break down your list to begin to start paying the one with the highest interest. But my problem with that is that's a fixed mindset. We need to deal with it on a growth mindset level, because if you begin to pay the small bills, and studies have shown that you will accomplish more by doing this than paying the ones with a higher interest, you begin to build momentum. Your mind will begin to energize you when you continue crossing them off. It's like you're building the momentum, and then once you start seeing that you're crossing out a lot of your bills and you start feeling good about yourself, then it promotes you. It helps you to be, the wheel now is spinning. And when the wheel is spinning, there's nothing that can get in your way. Because you're knocking the debts out of the way, and you will over the long term, you will pay off more of your debt in a shorter time frame than what people have told you in the past. Well, Hayden, that's okay, Hayden. Yeah, you got me. You got me on the money one. But time, I don't have any time. I have a wife and 3 kids, and my wife has a big to-do list, and I have a demanding boss, and I have a stressful job, and I have a demanding girlfriend, and I just don't have time. Well, I start off by asking, what's your favorite show? I start out asking you, who do you spend most of your time with? Who are your top 5 friends? And I begin to lay out all of the time that you're wasting. But all I've always asked for was 15 minutes a day. If you're going to give me an excuse on why you will work on the boss, why you will work on helping everyone else, and you cannot spend 15 minutes a day reading and educating yourself. Reading 15 minutes a day is equivalent to 3 books a month. Are you serious? That's 36 books a year. Okay? So, Hayden, you took care of the money part. You took care of the time part, Hayden. Okay? But how do we get unstuck? How do we get out of that mindset? How do we overcome all of the challenges? Where do we start? How do we start? Well, let me tell you something. After we play a short little bit more of this clip, I'll begin to tell you how to begin getting yourself out of that mindset and putting yourself in a better place to be able to succeed at what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this life. And Dave, if you wouldn't mind continue going right into that clip, I'd greatly appreciate it.
This guy whose life was so promising, and I mean, he wasn't an old guy, he was quite young, in fact. And I thought about all of the things that he said he was going to do, and he never got a chance to do those things. And I started thinking about my own life and how much time I had left to do the things that I would like to do. And at that time, I wasn't sure what my life purpose was, what my life's work was. I wasn't sure about it at that time. And I thought about it quite a lot. I had some idea, but I wasn't convinced. I don't think I felt worthy. I didn't believe that it could be me to do this kind of work that I'm doing right now. And I say to you that if you begin to take a conscious effort to find out what it is that you're supposed to do, I say that it can literally save your life. I said that it can literally...
We only get one life. And all of us have 24 hours in the day. Why do some of us accomplish great things and why do others don't accomplish the same thing? We have the same 24 hours. We're breathing the same oxygen. We're using the same water source. We're using the same energy source. We're on the same universe living on planet Earth. Why do we have people that's successful and people that's not? It's your mindset. Until you change the way that you think, until you change the way that you see yourself. If you tell yourself these things that you're stupid, you're not worthy, you can't do it, it's too hard. You're defeated before you even get started. Failure, as I told you, is not an option. Failure is not in the equation. Success only requires hard work, period. You have to continue doing the things that have made you successful. Dave, if you wouldn't mind going back into that clip, I'd greatly appreciate it.
I said that it can literally save your life. 85% of the American public, according to recent studies, are going to jobs that they hate, working on jobs that do not challenge them. They get sick thinking about going. Because, see, when you go to a job and you already know how far you can go, you can already see that proverbial glass ceiling. See, when you're going someplace and you already know how much you're going to make, you already know how far you can go, you're in a dead-end position. It erodes your self-esteem. It lowers your sense of yourself. It creates an inner turmoil. It creates an emptiness in you.
Pause it right there for me.
Sorry?
Thank you, Dave. I want to thank you, Dave, because you do a lot of things in the background, and I'm always the face that everyone sees. I want to thank you, Gene, and everybody else in the background, and to all my Talk Zone family. It's time for a short station identification. You're live on TalkZone.com. So, Hayden, how do we get ourselves out of this situation? How do we get unstuck? How do we get ourselves in a position where we're happy to get up and go to work because I love going to work? I don't get up groggy. I love getting up because I'm going to work to do something good for the universe. I'm getting up to go do something good for the betterment of not only myself, my family. I'm improving myself by going to work because I want to go to work to continue my learning process so that I can begin to climb up the ladder. I want to get to work 30 minutes early. I want to leave work 30 minutes later than everyone. And if you continue doing that, you will someday run that place. But how do we get going? How do we get started? Well, you get started by taking baby steps. You get the mindset that although you were born in a negative world, in a negative society, you will be that kid that can't speak and have that mentality that I'm going to walk and nobody's going to stop me. No matter how many times I fall down, I don't care. I'm getting up because I want to try again. That's a growth mindset person. That's what growth mindset people do. They don't complain. They don't whine. When the little baby falls down, irregardless of how bad it is, he jumps right back up. I want to keep trying. And that's the attitude that you got to have. And that's the mindset that you got to put yourself in so that you can begin doing great things. So that once you start doing these little things, and then when we come back, I'll get more into that. And look, if you'd like to join this conversation, the phone lines are open. 888-463-6748. That's 888. Go for it. And as we begin to get going into the commercial break, you know, we have a lot more. And I told you there's no way that we can cram all this stuff in 1 hour. But we'll be back with more right after this.
Congratulations on the purchase of your brand new home. And we couldn't be happier for you. But as soon as you moved in, you began to notice during the summer months, the attic began to get extremely hot, causing your home to get warm, making it uncomfortable. Plus, your electric bill began to rise, skyrocketing out of sight, costing you more money. I have a solution for you. Solaro Energy. Solaro Energy has a variety of products. Solar Shield for the attic, solar attic fans to take hot air out of the attic, plus Solar Day to bring in light into any area in your home, all costing you no additional money. Call Solaro Energy today at 888-355-5SUN or visit their website, solaroenergy.com. Solaro Energy, providing all of your future solar power energy.
This segment of the show was sponsored by Shakira Roll at ERA Home Run Real Estate. Buy, sell, or rent, I can help the entire world. Need assistance with down payment? No problem. Call Shakira Roll today at 561-312-2641 or email her at info@rollhome.com. That's info@rollehome.com. Visit her website at www.rollhome.com. That's www.rollehome.com.
Who is this young kid growing up, par for life, experiencing all of the tough battles, watching people thrown off buildings as a little boy? violence surrounding him. Failure is not an option. You may find it at Barnes & Noble. Failure is not an option. A book that is here to inspire you. Car accident? Dents or scratches? Has the Florida sun faded your ride? Call High Gloss Paint and Body. Their service is fast and reliable. High Gloss Auto Paint and Body will deal with your insurance company, taking all the load off your shoulders. I know what that can be like. Call them today, 561-508-4220. They're located on 2550 Windsor Avenue, Suite A, West Palm Beach, Florida. You tell High Gloss that Hayden Russo sent you.
Welcome back to the Hayden Russo Show on TalkZone.com.
Hey there, Dave. Hey there, Dave. You know I'm a junkie music. Hit me up with some music! You're live right here on Talk Zone. This is Hayden Russo, and this is the Hayden Russo Show. And for the ones that are joining us, just join us on the second segment. Let me catch you up, okay? Let me open the door up, let you on the bus, okay? We talked about how to overcome your debt. You can go back in the first segment. We told you always come back to TalkZone.com. Don't just check out the Hayden Russo Show. We have a variety of shows here that will fill your mind up and satisfy any part of the need of the mind. You can get it right here at Talk Zone. We talked about money. That's not an excuse anymore. We talked about time. We showed you the power of 15 minutes. Okay? All right? We talked about how to overcome that, but now we need to get moving. Okay? To get into that growth mindset aspect, we got to start, stop ironing your clothes for work the day of. Iron the day before. Prep the food that you're going to cook the next day. Prep it the day before. Begin writing down all of the thoughts that are coming out in your mind. Begin channeling out. What is your next step when you write them down? Talked about 3 files. Okay? To do, defer, delegate. And we also talked about you don't delegate anything that is important to you and your family and to your life. If you're going to defer something to someone, that's fine. That's a short piece of the overall master plan, but I would not put my life in your hands. That would not happen. And how will we begin to take the baby steps? You have to understand that you're in a society. You're born into a negative society. There was a study that looked up all of the positive words and negative words in the Webster Dictionary. And the study concluded that 68% of the dictionary has negative words. So the only way out of that is to take the other 32% and begin to build off of it. Begin to take the baby steps. Begin learning one thing a day. 30 things a month. 356 things that you could learn new within a year. Are you serious? So if we begin to start doing these baby things, and we start helping the mind to get a jump start. To get the mind going in the right place is no different than a battery that just needs a jump. The battery would generate is power, but it just needs a jump. It just needs a boost. And that's what you're doing for the mind. When you're preparing yourself and you're writing everything down, and you're beginning to understand how the mind works, and you start, and look, listen, people ask me all the time, Hyden, do you write 150 sentences to 200 sentences every morning? Every single morning? Why? Are you working on your handwriting? You know, if it wasn't pastors that listened to this show, I would have said something just then. Heck no, I don't care about my doggone writing. I care about exercising my brain. A dog can only be a dog. A tree can only be a tree. A car can only be a car. Are you serious? The human being is the only person that can be a doctor and say you don't want to be a doctor. You go be a lawyer. You don't want to be a lawyer. You can go be an accountant. You don't have to be an accountant. You can go play sports or be a football player. The human being is the only human species that can create. Are you serious? Don't blame anyone because you don't want to teach yourself anything new. Don't blame anyone because you're not taking responsibility for your life. Always making excuses. Always looking for pity. Your job is to get away from all of those negative things and begin saying to yourself, I will no longer say but. I will no longer say because. Those are two words that are deadly. Get rid of them out of your vocabulary. If you say but or because, check yourself. Because those two words right there are very deadly. And those two words are be on the negative side of the god doggone Webster. And if you don't mind, Dave, could you continue playing that clip for me?
It's worth finding what it is that you're supposed to do. And I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying find it and do just a little bit of it. Just start working at it just a little bit. But do find out what your work is and hold on to it and don't let your dream go. Don't let it go. See, and here's something else I want you to begin to look at. Why is it that most people don't pursue their dreams or don't do better than what they're doing if they're capable of doing it? I think that many of us don't go the next step because we don't know what to do yet.
You can pause right there.
And I say that.
I'm not giving you that excuse either. Because if you don't know what to do, you can come back and you can go back into our archive. And you can download the Hyden Russo Show on demand at any time, from anywhere in the world. To all my Macedonia listeners, to all my listeners in Hawaii, listen, you can go back. To my listeners in India, hey James, let everybody know, you can go back and download. We have the description for you what each show is about. So you have no excuses. Other motivational speakers are telling you and getting you all pumped up. I'm making sure you get pumped up with nourishment. I'm making sure you get pumped up with answers. Become a solution-oriented mindset person. Are you serious? So you got to start taking the little baby steps, getting yourself going, and stop saying you don't have time. Yes, you do. Prep yourself. Begin making your mind stronger. How, Hyden? Have more patience. Let people skip you. This morning, someone almost ran into me head on. I smiled at her and gave her a peace sign and said, have a wonderful day. Now, that's a growth mindset. Stop around here trying to please everybody. Success is only your passion and hard work. That's it. What you mean by passion? If you're getting up to work, if you're getting up go to work or doing something that you do not like, then it's not your passion. If you continue doing something that you just feel that you're just doing it for the money, well, let me tell you something. I want you to tell God that when you walk through the gates that you're doing it just for money. Because if you're doing it for money, you'll never get lost in time. You'll never go out of your way to help someone. If you're doing it for money, when the money run out, you over. Are you serious? Everyone I hire in my company, I learn what they're doing. Everyone that I go to work and I watch what customers do. I learn from my customers. I learn from my employees. I learn from the people that I come in contact with. I learn from my kids. I learn from my wife. I just get this learning disease. And I hope that it becomes contagious to everyone. So you can't get stuck and say, I'm not going to do anything. Okay? So now here's our 5-minute rule. Okay? Last week we had our 3-minute rule that anything that you can get done within 3 minutes, stop what you're doing and do it right now. If you can reply back to an email within 3 minutes, if you can take care of tasks within 3 minutes, do it. Why, Heidi? Because it's helping you build momentum during the day. Stop wasting every time that you begin worrying about something, overthinking something, spending your time worrying or spending your time on the negative side of the equation. You are mentally draining your willpower. You only have so much willpower during the course of a day. You're draining your willpower, thereby draining your energy. I don't waste my time on anything negative, and when I catch myself saying something negative to myself, and as I told you before, tell your mind, shut up. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with against the world that says that you can't tell your mind to shut up. Because you're in a negative environment. You're around negative people. If you don't believe me, take 10 people and conduct yourself and tell whether, I just want you to check the box, are they positive or negative? And I guarantee you, you'll find that 7 out of 10 people are negative when you meet them. The only way to come out of that is to have a growth mindset and begin to get into this 5-minute rule. Okay? Let's say one of my goals is to clean this room up, this garage that we have thrown everything in there, and it's the wife can't park the car, and one of your goals is you want your wife to park the vehicle in the garage. But it's a mess. Where do I start? When you get in situations like that, where do I start? What do I do? Well, oh, my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't run away from the problem. The first thing that I need you to tell yourself is that, yes, there is a problem. You have, in order to deal with anything in life, you have to acknowledge it. If you don't acknowledge it, it will continue to loop in your mind and you become stuck. And then when you get stuck, if you don't catch yourself, you can be stuck for 1 year, stuck for 2 years, stuck for 20 years, okay? The way to get yourself out of that is to say, okay, I'm going in this garage, and I'm going in here for 5 minutes, and I'm not going to answer any phone. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not going to do anything except one thing is work on this garage for the next 5 minutes. And I'm going to do that every single day until this garage is cleaned up. That's how you begin to give yourself the traction and the power to move forward. Because I guarantee you after the 5 minutes, on the first day you may give it 10 minutes. The next day you may give it another 10 minutes. I guarantee you won't stop at 5. Okay? But after the 4th and 5th day, your mind is starting to conform to that new goal and that new task. And it's saying to yourself, now I have the momentum and I want to do it. So now once you do that, then you build yourself and you build your muscle memory to perform at a higher level. And any level that you're trying to get to, always remember, you will always have you'll always have a devil on another level. I'm going to say it real slow. Okay? An equal positive change has an equal negative reaction. And you must outlast not only the negative, but you got to outlast the old you and overpower the negative. Because, look, if you're fighting Webster, you're coming from a 32%. You're fighting a 60% giant. Are you serious? Listen, you have to outpower, outsmile, outlaugh every situation. And when you're in there for those 5 minutes, Dave, if you get ready for that clip for me, and when you're in there for those 5 minutes, give those 5 minutes your whole thought, your whole time, and you start telling yourself, from here on out, I'm giving myself 100% in everything. No more 70% on nothing. Everything is 100% for you. And Dave, if you want to mind going back into that clip, I greatly appreciate it.
That the reason that we don't even explore the possibility of what to do is because subconsciously we don't believe that it can happen for us, and we don't believe that we deserve it. So here's what I'm suggesting. How much time do you spend working on you? How much time do you spend every day working on your dream? In the last 90 days, how many books have you read? In the last year, what new skill or knowledge have you acquired? What kind of investment have you made in you? So I'm saying that as you begin to look at where you want to go, if you want to make it today, and things are changing so fast you have to literally run to stand still, I'm saying that you've got to make some conscious effort to begin to work to develop you. Here's something else. Most people are not living their dreams.
When you begin working on you, taking those baby little steps, when you begin working on you, fixing your lemon water and put it right next to your bed, okay? When you begin taking the baby steps and taking your slippers and sliding them up underneath the bed, that you need to say your prayer. When you keep doing those little things and you make your bed up, okay? You brush your teeth. You write down your goals. And see, in the beginning of the year, or let's go back a year, when I said I didn't want to watch any more TV, I didn't want to listen to any more radio, I didn't know why. When I started writing down my goals, it was only 27 goals that I had. I didn't know why I was writing them, but I kept writing them. And the more that I kept writing, and the more that I kept reading, and the more that I tried to learn new things, and the more that I stayed on YouTube, I just kept compiling things, and they kept compiling on each other. So now when I get on the show, I don't know what I may use, but I have unlimited power and unlimited resource because I'm constantly working on me. You need to begin to develop the consciousness that you need to work on you. Begin working on the small things that make you a different person. Begin working on learning a new language. Begin working on learning how to manage money. Begin working on finding a new career. Begin working on you. And as I said before, and as we get ready for this next commercial break, you have to begin to not only take the baby steps working on you, getting yourself unstuck, but then you have to break down big goals into small goals, and then you have to begin to set yourself up so that you're taking every little baby steps, and then by the time you walk out of your door and you've accomplished 8 to 10 things, you have given yourself the head start of 20, 30% of the day to make sure that you're going to have a positive and beautiful day. Now, when we come back, we'll start talking about what the things that you need to do to begin to rewire your mind and help you to become into this growth mindset person that want to see things in a better way, in a better light, and put yourself in a better position to succeed. It's time to take a short break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Why replace your roof when you can repair it? Call Built Right Roofing today at 844-277-7663. That's 844-277-7663. Come and experience the Built Right way. at 844-277-7663. Congratulations on the purchase of your brand new home, and we couldn't be happier for you. But as soon as you moved in, you began to notice during the summer months, the attic began to get extremely hot, causing your home to get warm, making it uncomfortable. Plus, your electric bill began to rise, skyrocketing out of sight, costing you more money. I have a solution for you. Solaro Energy. Solaro Energy has a variety of products. Solar Shield for the attic, solar attic fans to take hot air out of the attic, plus Solar Day to bring in light into any area in your home, all costing you no additional money. Call Solaro Energy today at 888-355-5SUN or visit their website, solaroenergy.com. Solaro Energy, providing all of your future solar power energy.
Invest in Macedonia.com. www.inmacedonia.com. The future to connecting the world.
The House of Bling is here. Woo! Specializing in rhinestone apparel. Bling out your company logo or team logo. Call today, 561-723-6781. Woo, they're ready. Get your bling, women, cheerleaders. Tell your coaches about the House of Bling. We're here for all custom apparel. Again, that phone number is 561-723-6781. Do you have a ride on your way? Are you in the New York area? When you're stuck, call on NYC Taxi Ride Yellow and Green. We have two apps at your availability. www.waytoride.com or www.GOARRO.com. NYC Yellow Cab is ready for you.
You're listening to the Hayden Russo Show on TalkZone.com. Here's Hayden Russo.
Thank you. Hey, Dave, do me a favor. Can you plug one of those Talk Zone commercials in for me? TalkZone.com. You have that available. Can you throw that in there for me? But anyway, guys, we have to begin the slow process of rewiring our mind. The first step that we're going to do into rewiring our mind is we're going to understand that we have to take control of the thoughts that are looping in our head. So I need you to write down all of the thoughts that comes in your head and what the next action would be. Okay? And then after we do that, then we need to begin to start meditating. We need to begin to start reviewing the things that we're writing down. And then we got to begin to not let our mind take control of us. When you're not trying to take control of your mind is taking control over you, because your mind records everything that it sees, hear, smell, touch, all of your six senses. The mind records those things. And when you're getting them out of the loop and you're writing them down and you're analyzing your thoughts, it brings in new thoughts, new ideas. It expands the mind, helping it to find better solutions, better answers for you. Okay? It just helps you all the way around. And you become a new person in the process. You become a new person. You begin to learn new things about you that you never thought that was possible. You begin to start being smart because you're increasing your reading. You're learning how to accelerate your learning. You're taking the baby steps today to make you have a better future tomorrow. And Dave, if you wouldn't mind going right back into that clip, I greatly appreciate it.
People are not living their dreams because of fear, ladies and gentlemen. Fear, limited vision, and lack of self-esteem is what keep most people doing things they don't want to do. The same reason that people stay in relationships where they're abused or they're unhappy or it's unfulfilling, they can't see themselves beyond that relationship. They can't see themselves enjoying life without that person. They think that this is all that they can do. The same reason that people get stuck at a certain level in life, they can't see things being better for them. And they think that this is it and this is all they deserve. This is all they've ever seen. It's been passed on to them. And they think that this is it for them. Oh, no. I was looking what Dr. Blanton, Smiley Blanton, who is a colleague of Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, what he said about fear. He said, fear is the most subtle and destructive of all human diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, fear kills dreams. Fear kills hope. Fear put people in the hospital. Fear can age you. Fear, ladies and gentlemen, can hold you back from doing something that you know within.
Don't let fear put you in a paralyzing mindset. And Dave, and when you let me know when you get that other clip ready for me, Dave, don't let yourself get in a problematic mindset. These are the things that what fear does to you. Fear would take your mind into places that it has no business being in. It will have you in a circle, a loop of nothing but fear. And when you get in that negative, vicious cycle, it is hard to come out of it. And the only way to snap yourself out of it is to stay on the positive side. God said that if you have faith of a mustard seed, that he will give you all things in abundance of life. You have to stay on the positive side of things. You have to stay, listen. I'm going to tell y'all a story on why we should drink 1% milk. But before I get into that, you have to get yourself out of that kind of problematic mindset, because you'll never be able to grow to outthink the world's solutions, to outthink your current problems. Listen, you think it can't be a better tomorrow because you're in a bad today? Are you serious? 18 months ago, it looked like the world had caved in on me. 25 months ago, after I filed bankruptcy, it seemed like everything that the world came to stop. But then when I started to think about it, it was just my pride. It was my friends that I was hanging around that didn't mean me no good. It was those 5 friends, and I got rid of them. I changed my situation. I changed my surroundings. And now that I begin taking the baby steps, when I don't write 200 sentences, my mind is like, hey, man, what's wrong? Something wrong with you? You can't write 200 sentences? I'm mentally tough. When people put me on hold, and they ask me, hey, you mind putting me on hold? I tell them, take their time. Because I'm in a different growth mindset. And now, as I prepare you to listen to this next clip, which is roughly around 2 minutes, I need you to get in an idle place. And I want to show you how you can begin to rewire your mind and put yourself in a different place. Start taking your anger, that anger energy. Let me tell you what the anger energy is. The anger energy is right in the middle between something stupid that's a 0 and success that's at a 10. So when you're angry, don't say to yourself why you're angry. Take the energy, use it, and channel it in a positive direction for you. Don't let the anger come out of your body. Take the anger and within your body and let it come out positive. And how do I do that, Hayden? Every time you run into a bad situation, the very first thing I want you to say is, what's good that's working here? If it's a kid that is having problems in all of his classes except one, that's the good. Then you go to that teacher and you see what that teacher is doing and why this kid loved this one particular class out of all of the rest of them. And then you go and you have a meeting with the other teachers and you said, here's what's made this kid successful in this class. Please try it in your class and see if we can get some of the same results. And when they tried it, it's a true story. And when they tried it, the kid, all of the things that he was being sent to the principal office for was reduced by 80%. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of the mind is phenomenal. And as we go into these next 2 minutes, I just want you to relax, listen to the clip, follow the directions that are given to you, and we'll be right back after this short little clip. 16 minutes. Let me say 26 minutes.
Look at it being in a body. So just close your eyes for a minute. Okay. And I just want you to take your energy and expand it out past the seatmate next to you, and expand it out past the room, and expand it out past this building, and expand it out past this hotel, and expand it out past Costa Rica, and expand it out past Mexico, and expand it out past the planet, and expand it out past Moon, expand it out past Jupiter, expand it out past Pluto, expand it out until you connect to the light. Just keep going and going and going until you somewhere feel a certain peacefulness kind of resonate in your body. In this space is where you can reprogram anything. So in this space, just think of something that you're grateful and thankful for that you want to show up in your life. Maybe something on your list yesterday for the money. I'm so grateful and thankful that this showed up in my life.
Please slow down.
And I'm so grateful and thankful this shows up in my life now. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I have all my needs fulfilled. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I experienced joy in this moment. And I'm so grateful and thankful that all the answers I wanted answered before I showed up here are answered. They just show up and they come to me. And I'm so grateful.
Did you see how you can close your eyes and begin breathing and taking slow, deep breaths? And when you take slow, deep breaths, and then you expand your mind past the chair you're sitting in, then you expand your mind past the room that you're in, then you expand your mind past the building that you're in, then you expand your mind past this earth, then you expand your mind past the moon, the stars, then you expand your mind past Jupiter, Pluto. You expand your mind past into an infinite spot in the universe, a piece of place that only belongs to you. Remember, you're 1 in 400 trillion odds of making it to this planet here on Earth. You were chosen, you're blessed, and you're highly favored. No one can do the things for you. No one can take what God has waiting for you. No one could take that. It's only here for you. Your dreams didn't go to anyone else. They came to you because they belong to you. The manifestation, the hard work, the process, that belongs to you as well. And that's what we have to become in love with. Not in love with whether we succeed in 6 months. When we built the house in a year. It's the process of building. All of us want to get rough. Do you understand how a diamond is made? It's chiseled. A golf ball was smooth, but they noticed that the more, when they first created the golf ball, it was so smooth, and they noticed that the more hits and dimples that it got in it, it flew further and further and further. So guess what? I'm explaining to you. God is not going to let you fly past this universe until you become battle tested. You're not going to be a diamond until someone chisel you up and make you look like the diamond. So when God sends you things your way, when he sends you your temporary building character moments, thrive on them. Be grateful that God sent the problems to you. And acknowledge the problem, and then go into a deep meditative state and ask God to give me the wisdom that creates answers. Give me the wisdom that creates faith that all things are possible, because I am unstoppable. I have unlimited power at my disposal, and no one can take care of my dream, because failure is not an option. I'm here to succeed. Get out of my way. This has been a wonderful show. I really enjoyed it. I hope that you come back next week and join us right here on Talk Zone. This is the Hayden Russo Show, live every Wednesday from 5 to 6, right here on TalkZone.com. Please tell all your friends and your family. Tell them to